What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy. And here is your update for Wednesday, September 8th. The Dallas Cowboys are now 1 day away. Rather, we are 1 day away from the Dallas Cowboys playing their first game of the regular season. It's very exciting. It's almost here. We're super pumped to see this team. It's been a bit of a hectic week already. It's a bit of a different week, obviously, because the Cowboys are playing on Thursday. We're now coming off of the season finale of Hard Knocks. There's been a lot of action happening. Obviously, started this week with Zach Martin being placed on the COVID list after testing positive. It remains to be seen if a last-second Hail Mary of sorts is going to come in and save the Cowboys, but we do know that as at least of Wednesday morning, there have been no new players added to the COVID-19 list. We'll see, obviously, what Mike McCarthy has to say on Wednesday. Make sure to stay tuned to bloggingtheboys.com. We'll keep you updated on everything you need to know. But this is a positive sign, obviously, that there have been no more positives. There have been nothing else of the sort here on the COVID front. This season looks like it's going to be challenging. Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, who we'll get to in just a little bit, actually said in an interview with the Tampa Bay Times last week that he thinks this season will actually be more challenging than last year from a COVID perspective. But the Cowboys, no new players on the list, and we will see what happens with Zach Martin. But on that front, the Dallas Cowboys have a contingency plan when it comes to their all-world right guard. The Cowboys will fly their COVID-19 players to Tampa Bay on game day if they pass the protocols and clear them to play. This is important, obviously, because if Zach Martin is able to play, we obviously want him to play. So it's nice to know that the Cowboys do have a plan in place. We've heard, obviously, all about vaccinations. This is a subject that incites some opinions, as you're likely well aware. Well, the Dallas Cowboys are close to 100% vaccination, according to Stephen Jones. We've heard about the Cowboys being at 93% vaccination. That was the last reported number. Well, Stephen Jones said on Tuesday that the Cowboys have just 3 players that are not fully vaccinated. So we'll see what ultimately comes of that. But that is the latest update from the Cowboys COO. Steven obviously oversees a lot within the Cowboys. I know that you might disagree with that. One of the things that Steven is involved in is the financial matters of the Dallas Cowboys, and those matters have a bit of news to update you on. The Dallas Cowboys on Tuesday created some cap space as a result of Dak Prescott's contract. If you are somebody like me who has been arguing forever for the Cowboys to pay Dak, you know that contracts like this become wells that the Cowboys and other teams in the NFL can ultimately revisit. Early Tuesday morning, which I believe is the name of a retail store, the Cowboys converted $6.25 million of Dak Prescott's base salary into a signing bonus, creating $5 million in salary cap space. What exactly the Cowboys are going to do with this remains to be unknown. We know that they like to have cap space. You never know, just for a rainy day, if you need it in a pinch. It's nice to know that the Cowboys have that, but that is the latest with Dak Prescott and the books of the Dallas Cowboys, so to speak. But enough about the books. Let's talk about the looks of the Dallas Cowboys. We told you on the first edition of our daily update here on the Blog and the Boys YouTube channel, and if you're new around here, we offer these every single weekday. Every weekday, we get your day started, your morning started with one of these updates to give you a glimpse, to get you caught up on the latest headlines when it comes to the Cowboys. Maybe you were busy the day before, you didn't have a chance to read every article at bloggingtheboys.com, so you need kind of a refresher. That's what we're here to give you. And we talked about on Monday how the Cowboys are set to wear their Navy uniforms on Thursday, tomorrow, in the season opener against Tampa Bay. Well, it seems that the Dallas Cowboys are actually going to need to get used to that look, and we are going to need to get used to that look because the Cowboys are going to be wearing their Navy uniforms in both weeks 1 and 2. We only know this because the Buccaneers announced previously their uniform schedule for the whole season. Normally by now we've gotten one for the Cowboys, but we haven't just yet, and the Bucs are wearing white tomorrow, which obviously means the Cowboys are wearing navy. Well, similarly to the Bucs, the Los Angeles Chargers, who the Cowboys play next week, next Sunday in the afternoon. That will be fun. We'll get that week and a half to rest up and enjoy the win after tomorrow night's game. The Chargers announced that they'll be wearing their white uniforms against the Cowboys as well, which means the Cowboys will be wearing their navy getups. The Cowboys have only been to SoFi Stadium, the home of the Los Angeles Chargers, also the home of Super Bowl 56, where the Cowboys will definitely be playing at season's end. The Cowboys have only visited that stadium once, and it was the season opener last year. So literally this time a year ago, they wore those uniforms, and Michael Gallup was definitely interfered with by Jalen Ramsey. Speaking of Michael Gallup, a little bit more on him later on. But get used to the Cowboys Navy uniforms. You'll be seeing them for some time. Shout out to friend of the show, Mark Lane, who covers the Houston Texans for the Texans Wire, but does a lot of great Cowboys coverage as well, who noted on Twitter that the last time the Cowboys wore Navy uniforms uniforms in their first 2 games of the season was 1983. So that was a very long time ago. A very interesting number, 1983, is maybe a number that Tom Brady is fond of. You will know, obviously you do know, that teams in the NFL, players in the NFL, can now actually wear different numbers. That was a rule that was proposed this offseason that passed. The Kansas City Chiefs are responsible for this new world we live in, where Micah Parsons can wear 11, and Jalen Smith can wear number 9, and Cedric Wilson can wear number 1. But I don't think Tom Brady cares about Cedric Wilson. He really cares about the defensive players. Earlier this offseason, Tom Brady, I don't like this rule myself, but Tom Brady expressed a great amount of discontent for this rule, but I don't like it from an aesthetic perspective. Tom Brady doesn't like it from a football perspective. He said this new rule is dumb. He doesn't like it, and he actually, truly, legitimately believes that it is going to provide defenses an advantage because quarterbacks and other players are used to looking for certain numbers because certain positions have long been certain sectors of numbers, and now if you've got linebackers in the single digits or wearing 11, your mind is not necessarily trained for them. So hopefully that is something that does provide the Cowboys with an advantage on Thursday night in Tampa Bay. But speaking of Tom Brady, speaking of the Buccaneers, they have been meeting with the media themselves this week, obviously in preparation for this game. We have some highlights to show you. First up, Buccaneers star defensive player Lavonte David was asked about Dak Prescott and the Buccaneers preparing to face the newly paid franchise quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
How do we deal with Dak? Dak presents challenge to us as well. His mobility, his accuracy with the football. He has a great deep ball. So he definitely got who we got to be able to contain when he's in there, and just try to, maybe throw different looks at him, just try to get him off his spot. Make him uncomfortable like every other quarterback. So he's definitely a gifted player, and he definitely is a guy who made the offense go.
The Bucs know better than to say anything controversial. You're not going to hear any of their players say like Dak sucks, we're going to beat the crap out of him. That's just not how they roll. But they are a team that will hand out compliments if a team earns them. Lavonte David was asked about the Cowboys offense as a whole, and he had a lot of nice things to say.
And they got a real talented group with CD, Amari, Gallup, we got Zeke, Tony Pollard, tight ends, the offensive line, Dak, obviously. They present a challenge, man. It's present a challenge. So that's why I say it's got to be a collective thing. And then the thing that makes them most dangerous is they got guys who make things happen when they got the ball in their hands. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know who to prepare for. Everybody can hurt you in certain ways. So it's definitely going to be, for us defensively, it's going to be a collective thing. But they definitely one of the most talented teams in the NFL.
Lots of talk from a lot of people about how the Cowboys have one of the best offenses in the NFL. Obviously, a lot of talent on paper, and we all certainly have seen the Cowboys operate at a high level, but we definitely want to see that form be something that they return to starting tomorrow night. We talked about Tom Brady earlier. He was asked about Dak Prescott in a different way. You will recall that Tom Brady missed a majority of the 2008 season after suffering an injury in week 1 of that year, missed basically the entire thing after the Patriots lost Super Bowl 42 to the New York Giants, and certainly knows a thing or two about missing a lot of time and coming back from it. He was asked about this when it comes to Dak Prescott, gave a lot of props to the Cowboys quarterback, and did a little bit of maybe reverse psychology when it comes to the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, mine was 2008. I got injured and I missed the whole year. Dak played a little more than I did his last year. He played out in 4 or 5 games, had great 4 or 5 games. So he's a really talented player. Really, since the day he got in the league, he's shown to be a great leader of the team. And we're just expecting him to play like Dak Prescott does. Very talented, moves in the pocket, throws a good ball. They got a lot of talented skill players. So for us offensively, we're going to have to do a good job putting our defense in a good position. I don't think we can give any extra possessions. Turnovers will be a big factor. Field position is going to be important. Getting off the field on 3rd down and us staying on the field, keeping the ball out of their hands is going to be important. But they do a good job. Good running backs, good receivers, great offensive line. Dak's a great player. So they got one of the best offenses, very talented defense. Linebackers are very deep at linebacker. They got a good push up front, and I think they have a very talented secondary. So it's a big challenge for our team.
Sure, Tom. The Cowboys have a really great secondary. I totally believe you. Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians was not as elongated in his discussion on Tuesday. He was asked about Dak Prescott, how his team is preparing for them. He was short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah, I don't think there's knowing him personally like I do. there's no change in him. That's the way he's going to play. He only knows one way how to play, and that's full speed. So, yeah, we're preparing for the guy that was pretty injured.
I always thought that a hoodie with no sleeves didn't make sense, but they look pretty sharp. I got to be honest, but that's a whole different thing. So nice to hear that the Bucs are being complimentary, but we hope that they are really sad tomorrow night, at least from a football sense. We wish them all the happiness in the world, but we just want them to be football sad tomorrow. We are football happy here at Blog of the Boys because the Cowboys play tomorrow, but we are extremely football happy right now because on Tuesday we got a chance to sit down with Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup. We talked about a number of different things, including football, some non-football things, an opportunity for all of us to get to know Michael Gallup a little bit on a deeper level. We asked him about his goals for the 2021 season, and he had a very interesting answer.
It's more for me, I just want to play well. I mean, you can set goals. That's always great. Every wide receiver wants to go over 1,000 yards. That's normal. You want to have at least 60-plus catches. Everybody wants that. It's great. But for me, it's just, playing well, making sure my team knows that I'm a reliable threat. Like I am, if you call on me, I'm going to do the job. And I think that's big for me, just making sure that, your teammates know that you got their back.
You can see our full interview with Michael Gallup here on the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel. Just go back in our feed. Make sure to subscribe here to the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel for more interviews, discussions, live streams, fun stuff. We'll be here after every game for our post-game show and, of course, our daily updates every single morning. My name is RJ Ochoa. You know me, of course, from blogontheboys.com. You can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa. You can shoot me an email, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com. If you like these daily updates, please let us know in the comments or wherever you feel like contacting me. Whatever you want to do. If you want to send a carrier pigeon, hey, I could be accessed that way as well. One more day, people, before the road to 6 ultimately starts. Hard Knocks was fun. We do have our post-show discussion where NFL Films director Shannon Furman, who directed Hard Knocks, joined us. Joined myself, Roy White, and Meg Murray, so that's available for you as well. Hard Knocks is over. The season is upon us. The good times are here, and we can't wait to share them with you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.